Yeah, hi. My full name is Ravita Kindapom. Um, a lot of people know me as Ravit. My pronouns are he and him.
What is your ethnicity or identity?
Um, for the most part, I do identify as Khmer. Depending on who I'm speaking of, in terms of whether they're aware or not, I'll often say I'm Cambodian.
Occupation or industry you're working in, or what industry are you working towards?
Yeah, right now I'm a systems engineer in an aerospace manufacturing company. Um, what I'm working towards, I'm not too sure. Kind of play it by ear, but we'll see where it goes.
Nice. What ethnicity or race have you been mistaken as? And can you share a story or example?
Yeah, I definitely got a lot of Mexican, partly it's to my dark complexion. I've gone Vietnamese and Filipino when they think assume I'm Asian. That's kind of mostly it, but I'll get other guesses of other Southeast Asian countries aside from Cambodian. There's usually like the third or fourth guess. That's it.
What is a stereotype you've heard about Cambodians?
Uh, Growing up, I've heard, they're ghetto, they're always this and that. So whenever people found out I'm Cambodian, they're like, "Oh, you're Cambodian, you're not ghetto at all." So that's definitely one of the things I've experienced.
Nice. What does your family call you? Any nicknames?
Uh, they definitely call me a Klein, just because I'm the darkest one, and when I was younger, I'd be out of time, right? So I'm in the sun all the time.
And what's the first thing that comes to your mind about being Khmer or Cambodian?
Ooh, that's a good question. Being Khmer, like any other country, race, ethnicity, Khmer and Cambodian have a lot of rich history. Um, I feel like Khmer now is a group of people that's rebuilding and healing, and refining which treasures they've had. Throughout the history, we've lost a lot through the genocide and the recent histories of our, just our grandparents and such. So I used to repeat myself. Yes, Khmer is. We are people that are healing and rebuilding.
Do you feel connected with your culture? Why or why not?
I definitely feel connected. Actually, it's a really good story because I came to the U.S. So I was born in Cambodia. I came to the U.S. when I was 7, and so I grew up here. I was in a predominantly more white culture, white area, and so the Cambodians I were with were very different from me in terms of like what we're used to. Because one, I'm from Cambodia. I'm not really necessarily Americanized. And so it was a weird gap. I felt the gap between my peers, and I felt the gap between adults too. So I kind of made it a life goal to like figure out why I close that gap. So I've been involved since I was young in terms of the community. I've been involved with dancing throughout the different Seattle communities in terms of dancing and teaching and just being a part of all of that. So I'd say I'm pretty close, but I'd be more close to the Khmer American culture. I'm trying to learn more and more about the traditional Khmer culture from back home because things are slightly different.
Why did you want to participate in this project?
Yeah, it goes back to, I'm sure a lot of people will agree, right? We've dealt with a lot of identity crisis, right? Whether we're saying we're too white, or we're not Asian enough, or we're this and that, and it's like, what are we? And I've asked myself that too. You can see my hair, I have piercings. When I got it, gang. My parents say, you're in a gang. I said, what? No. And so, like, what does it mean to be Khmer or be Cambodian? It just means to be you. And I want to have other people join us and, feel like you are who you identify as, and be proud of it.
Fun fact you want to share about you or your culture?
Ooh. Fun fact, I was 10 days late. I was born at home. Yeah, not even in a hospital. But culture-wise, get excited. If you ever go into Phnom Penh, there's they have you can pay someone to like give you a bird to release from the cage. It was fun and exciting, but then you realize, wait, they're gonna catch it back and put it back. So it's not really a fun fact; it's just a fact. But it's one of those things. Oh, that's kind of funny how like that's a business and it's not really freeing when they're doing it again.
All right, that wraps it up.
All right.
Thank you.